All right. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishakhanusate Devi Pranamami Haripriya Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Devi Govind Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh. So, welcome everyone. We've invoked the mercy of the Guru Parampara. And let's dive into the nectar of the practical application of Bhagavad Gita in our daily life. So, this is a quick recap of the 5 sessions that we did. We understood who we are, that I'm not this material body, but I am a spirit soul. We did 3 bodies, gross, subtle, and the pure spirit soul, which is the 3rd layer and the real you. And then where do we come from? We saw that originally we are all spirit souls who are a part and parcel of God. We were originally with Him, and that is our true home, Golok Vrindavan or Vaikunt, which is full of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Sat, Chit, and Anand. This is the kind of life in Golok Vrindavan that we were leading before we decided to taste something better, only to find out that there isn't any. And where are we now? We are in this material world, which seemingly, because we are in illusion, looks to be a very enticing candy, but the Shastra describes it as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, a place full of miseries. And even if you feel you do not have as many miseries in your life, the second reality is that it's temporary. You are temporary and the world itself is temporary. So even if you have a very positive attitude, never mind, I'll make adjustment, I'll stay here. Still, you cannot stay. You will be kicked out without prior notice. So that's an even more greater reality, Ashashvata. And why am I here? Because I chose to be independent of Krishna. Why does everything revolve around him? Why is everybody praying to him, loving him, cooking for him, trying to attract his attention? Why can't I be the center of attraction too? And so for our pleasure, जब बच्चे जिद करते हैं, so parents say, अच्छा ठीक है, जाओ, अपनी मर्जी कर लो, अपनी जिद कर लो. So this world was created as a prison house. Why? What was the reason for the prison house we saw last time? It is for purification as much as it is for punishment. Just as a child, जब वो जिद करता है, मुझे चंद्रमा लाके दो, मुझे चंद्रमा लाके दो. So what do the parents do? वो एक बड़ा सा कटोरा पानी का भर के उसमें चंद्रमा की रिफ्लेक्शन दिखाते हैं बच्चे को और कहते हैं ये देखो यही है चंद्रमा. Although because they know the reality that the Chandrama is millions of years away, light years away, but the child is shown a reflection of the Chandrama because वो जिद कर रहा है and he is not looking, he is not able, trying to accept the reality. Similarly, this material world is a reflection, is a pratibimb of the real world where we live, where we are supposed to be living, where we came from. And this material world or this temporary world as a reflection of the real thing is full of birth, death, old age, and disease, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, and also the three miseries, Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Devik. And Krishna hopes that together with these seven miseries, we will be able to realize that this is not a place fit to live, and one should voluntarily make an effort to search out the path back home, back to Godhead, for which there are 8 lakh 40,000, 84 lakh species of costumes we saw. These are the various dresses, 84 lakh dresses that the living entity, having left Golok Vrindavan, has to wear as he progresses. And he's also in the three modes of material nature, in the three chains, Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun, at all times. From the time, the second of his birth, he is put into these three chains. And all of them are meant for reformation, for making us realize our folly in rebelling against our parent, our most well wisher. And then, how many of you remember the kinds of karma that we did? How many types of karma are there, and can you name them? If you have been revising.
Akarma, Vikarma.
One is the neutral one. I don't know
What is it called?
Karma, Akarma, Vikarma.
Yeah.
Excellent. Who is that?
This is YG.
YG. Okay. Yes. So we saw that karma is good reaction. So good action, you'll get a good reaction. Vikarma is bad action, you'll get a bad reaction. But akarma is action without reaction. And therefore, I get these different bodies because I'm forever oscillating between karma and vikaram. And for how long will this go on? Till we get out of the cycle of birth and death. You can see the number of zeros that have been put in. So nobody knows the answer to this question except us. It's up to us, how many more zeros we want to keep adding to this birth again, death again. Punarapi jananam, puranapi maranam. Punarapi jathare shayanam. Millions of life we have already lived. Millions of good and bad things we have already done. And millions of reactions are in store for us even right now as we speak. So it's entirely up to us how long we want this to go on. So what should we do now? And then we saw that again, we are special because right now we are wearing the shirt of a human, which is the most beneficial shirt that you can wear, because it is the most advanced shirt that you can wear, because you have the ability to inquire, you have the choice to remain blissful, and you have the choice to exert your determination. You do not have this in any other shirts, all the 84 lakh species that we saw. Only in the human body you can reason, you can inquire, athato brahma jigyasa, and you can try and make a solution to the predicament that we are in. So junction is a place where you make a choice. किस गाड़ी में बैठना है? सारी गाड़ियां एक जगह नहीं जा रही हैं. We have the most precious gift, the human body. So we should look at the human body like a train junction, not that we flaunt the human body and try to enjoy it. Use it, the consciousness or attitude should be that this is a junction where we can choose our future course of journey. कौन सी शर्ट हमें पहननी है आगे इसके बाद? Once this journey finishes, do we want to become a demigod, a देवी देवता की बॉडी अब लेनी है हमने, या ह्यूमन बीइंग की लेनी है, या एनिमल कीड़े मकोड़े की लेनी है, या कोई भी शर्ट नहीं पहननी है इस दुनिया की? We reject all the 84 lakh species or 84 lakh costumes that we have to wear, and we decide to go back home, back to our eternal home, which is Sat, Chit, and Anand. It is not Ashashvatam. It is Chit. It is eternal. It is Sat. It is eternal. So again, choose. The choice is ours. And how can I go back home, back to Godhead? Surely you will have to do yoga. And because yoga means to do something, yoga means to connect. So we saw many kinds of yogas, but the yoga that will actually take us is karma. That's the yoga that will take us out of this world. So yoga, actually, this word comes from the root word yuj. एंड युज का मतलब संस्कृत में है टू कनेक्ट. आप देख रहे हैं ये दो फिंगर्स एक दूसरे को कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं. सो व्हाट हु इज कनेक्टिंग टू whom? Basically, the main reason why yoga was practiced for millions in our century, excuse me, sorry about that. It's a Sunday, and incidentally, there's nobody home, so I have to answer the bell. So, yoga was being practiced. Actually, the main reason, the purpose of yoga is to connect the real you, the soul, to the super soul. This is the main reason which is completely lost today. And we saw there are 4 kinds of yogas. The basic जो सबको समझ में आता है, nobody has read the Bhagavad Gita, लेकिन ये चीज सबको पता है कि कर्म करता जा, फल की इच्छा मत कर. यही है भगवद गीता का सार. And this is the most primitive kind of yoga, or the primitive kind of understanding, or the kindergarten, or the beginning, or the first step of understanding yoga. So basically, इस yoga से हम क्या कर रहे हैं? अपनी इंद्रियां, हमारी जो senses हैं, उनको we are trying to connect to the Lord by karma yoga. Higher than that is Gyan Yoga. In Gyan Yoga, we are trying to connect our mind to the Lord. So mind is subtle, senses is gross. Gross body को भगवान के साथ अगर हम connect करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो that's Karma Yoga. फिर subtle body को अगर आप mind को अगर आप ज्ञान योगा के through connect करने की कोशिश करते हैं Lord को, then that's some higher progress that you've made. I mean, you're really trying to tap into the power of yoga. Higher than that is Dhyan Yoga, meditation. Through meditation, we are trying to connect our intelligence to the Lord. So surely meditation is higher than Gyan Yoga. Dhyan Yoga is higher than Gyan Yoga. And highest is Bhakti Yoga, because in Bhakti Yoga, you're trying to connect your soul, the real you, to the Lord. So from the gross body to the subtle body, which is mind and intelligence, we are finally trying to connect our soul, the real you. And hence Bhakti Yoga is unanimously recommended in all the scriptures as the highest kind of yoga. But what do we think when yoga comes to our mind? You know, we all, 100% of us have this idea of yoga, that you have to do some postures, Iyengar postures. Yeah, you know, which yoga are you trying to do? This yoga, that yoga, power yoga. In US now, they've even started doing naked yoga. You know, let's just not wear any clothes. Let's become animals and we'll all sit on a mat and try and do yoga. This is what happens when you try to identify your body with everything. It's just at the basic body level, kindergarten level. All you can understand about yoga is just doing some postures. And ultimately, people end up sleeping. This is what is the result of this kind of an understanding. People think that it's all about exotic postures in exotic locations, you know. and they feel that this is the know all and be all of yoga. Some people think meditation is the real thing. You can just close your eyes and concentrate on nothingness, or just try and concentrate on your own self. So, again, that's at the body level. So, when we think, these are some of the things that come to our mind when we think of yoga. And the whole world is trying to exploit this notion of yoga. Come, let's all sit together and hum together, or close our eyes and meditate together, or let's just get into some exotic postures of yoga. Almost all of it is working at the gross level. It's not reaching the real you, the parrot inside the cage that is starving. Definitely, it's not meant for exercise, which is what, because the world has moved so much towards body consciousness that even yoga is being underutilized. Itna potential hai yoga mein, but they are just underutilizing it only to get a shapely body. Just like अगर आपको सैंडलवुड का एक ऑर्चर्ड या सैंडलवुड का एक फॉरेस्ट दे दिया जाए, and what you do is you cut those trees and just use it to make coal, to get fuel for your cooking. Any sensible person will say that you have actually misutilized, or it's a gross underutilization of the treasure that has been given to you. You can do so much more with an orchard or a forest of sandalwood, and you just used it to burn the wood and make coal. So definitely it's not an exercise for a shapely body, nor is it something that we do for an increased lifespan or some shanti or some contentment. This is not the main goal of yoga. And higher than that, people use it for mystic powers. कोई सिद्धियां मिल जाए, है ना, मैं कुछ कर पाऊं, कोई मैजिक पावर्स मुझ में आ जाए, मैं there is लघिमा सिद्धि, अणु सिद्धि, छोटे से छोटा बन जाओ, लघिमा सिद्धि, बड़े से बड़े बन जाओ. Hanuman ji had all these siddhis. He could expand his body at will, he could contract his body at will, but he never did mystic yoga, or he never did yoga to attain these siddhis. He was only and only practicing bhakti yoga. And all of these siddhis were a byproduct. He naturally got them as, an extra or as a byproduct of the main practice of bhakti yoga that he was and is doing. He's Chiranjeev. He's living even today. So ये जो mystic yogas हैं, increased lifespan है, shapely body है, ये तो बाय प्रोडक्ट्स की तरह आ जाते हैं. जैसे आप दूध लो तो यू डोंट हैव टू वरी कि अब मेरे पास घी आएगा कि नहीं, मेरे पास मक्खन मिलेगा कि नहीं, मुझे दही मिलेगा कि नहीं. ये तो ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएंगे आपके पास अगर आपके पास दूध है. योर गोल शुड बी टू गेट मिल्क, not that how can I source ghee from the best place, how can I source yogurt, Greek yogurt, this yogurt, that yogurt from the best place, or how can I source butter from the best place. You are looking and wasting your time by looking at the wrong place for the wrong thing. You should be focusing on getting milk. ये सब चीजें आपको automatically मिल जाएंगी. But if you focus on getting makhan, you may or may not get the other things. That is the problem with this kind of an attitude. If you're only trying to focus on how to source curds, you may or may not get milk or butter. You may get only that. So an intelligent person will not use yoga as an exercise for a shapely body, or for an increased lifespan, or for mystic power. Yoga is meant to connect the soul to God, the Atma to the Paramatma. It's definitely not meant for this. But because हम इतने जड़ बुद्धि हो गए हैं, this is जड़ जगत we saw in our slides that time. When I was showing you the slides of the spiritual world and the material world, we are so dull-headed that despite being given a chintamani, we are underutilizing it for a gross negligence of the body. So bhakti yoga is the topmost. Neither karma yoga, nor gyan yoga, nor dhyan yoga will give you what you are really seeking. Only your soul can be quenched through bhakti yoga. Who can say which version of Microsoft Windows is the best? Or which Microsoft Windows um, version is going to come? When is it going to come in the near future? Who can say this? Any ideas? कौन आपको बता सकता है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का लेटेस्ट वर्जन कब आने वाला है, कौन सा आने वाला है, और वो कहाँ लॉन्च होने वाला है? कहाँ से मिल सकती है आपको ये इंफॉर्मेशन?
CEO of Microsoft.
Excellent. Excellent. Of course, Bill Gates, the person who is behind it all, the mastermind, the creator, will be able to tell you about it. He is the best person. Similarly, Krishna has spoken the Bhagavad Gita. What is his opinion about Bhakti Yoga, or which yoga should you follow? He says in the 6th chapter, 47 verse, Yoginam api sarvesham mad gate nantara atmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mata. Of all the yogas, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga, and this is the highest of all. Same yuktatamo mataha. That's my opinion. Mataha. This is my opinion. Again, he is not saying just do this. Although he is God himself, the supreme personality of Godhead, yet look at his humility. He's telling Arjun, this is my opinion. Which means, again, he's given him a choice. It's up to you now what you want to do. But from all the yogas, the person, the supreme personality himself, he did not say meditation. Not once did he say Dhyan Yoga. He did not say Jnana Yoga. He did not even say Karma Yoga. He said, Shraddhavan bhajate yoma. Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. So will all paths lead to the same goal? That's a question for all of you. Quickly, let's have 8 answers. Can all the paths lead to the same goal? Haribol.
I don't think all paths.
All paths together probably can lead to the same goal.
Sorry, can't hear you very well.
All paths together can lead to the main goal.
All paths will lead to its respective goal, but not to the same goal.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. That's an intelligent answer. जो ट्रेन जहां जा रही है वो आपको वहीं लेकर जाएगी. सारी ट्रेन्स एक जगह नहीं जा रही. But you have a choice. So you will exert your choice depending on your the state of your consciousness, on what you want to get out of life, what you want to really enjoy, knowing well, even despite good counsel, you may still not take the best advice, because we are so conditioned by this sense to enjoy that we may still. So other yogas are an indirect process. How? Jaise Burj Khalifa, I was in Dubai for about 10 years. Burj Khalifa was such an attraction. When it was opened and organized, inaugurated, people used to come just to see the tallest tower of the world, So I think it is 888 something meters uski height hai. And staircase bhi banaya unhone upar jane ke liye. So that option they did give, but along with that, of course, they have an elevator also. So how many of us, when we visit the Burj Khalifa, would like to take the stairs to climb up? Ja sakte ho aap. There are stairs all the way up to the topmost point of Burj Khalifa, where you can view the entire UAE, Iran tak dikhta hai wahan se. So how many of us would take would choose to use the stairs? Well, I wouldn't, definitely. I don't think I would be able to make
You
it.
wouldn't be allowed also.
Okay, I don't know about that. I'll have to check. But yes, so you can imagine the amount of effort you will need to put in, the time, and surely it's not the cup of tea for everyone. So all the other yogas are a painstaking process, step by step, एक सीढ़ी by सीढ़ी you will reach, and surely there is no guarantee कि वो इस life में खत्म होगा कि नहीं. Given our current condition, जो सतयुग कलयुग की इस समय कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हमें दिख रहे हैं, अल्प आयु, यहाँ पर लोगों की आयु बहुत कम है. सतयुग में 1,00,000 वर्ष की आयु हुआ करती थी, because it was the most advanced yoga. वो डिग्रेड हुआ और त्रेता में आया तो वहां पे लोगों की जो आयु है वो 10,000 वर्ष हो गई, और डिग्रेड हुआ त्रेता युग से. टाइम का जो चक्र है वो डेटेरियोरेट कर रहा है इस वर्ल्ड को. सो त्रेता युग जब खत्म हुआ, द्वापर आया तो 1,000 वर्ष हो गई लोगों की आयु. एंड फाइनली द मोस्ट अभागा युग कलयुग जिसमें हम सब हैं, इसमें 100 वर्ष की लिखा हुआ है शास्त्र में, but we are deteriorating so fast that even 100 years nobody of us can hope to make. So given this, the characteristics of the special time that we are born in, that we have very limited time, उसमें से भी हमारे productive years before we start getting bodily ailments are even less. And बुद्धि लोगों की बहुत कम है, guidance बहुत कम है, cheating propensity ज़्यादा है. Surely the सीढ़ियों वाला रास्ता is fraught with a lot of danger. And इसका रिजल्ट भी क्या है कि आप प्योरिफिकेशन बाहर से शुरू करते हो. पहले मैं अपनी बॉडी ठीक कर लूँ, पहले मैं अपने माइंड को काम कर लूँ, फिर आई विल थिंक अबाउट आत्मा एंड परमात्मा, है ना. वो बुढ़ापे तक आते आते हम होपफुली वहां तक पहुंच ही जाएंगे. लेट मी फर्स्ट कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन माई बॉडी, on my the state of the feel good factor. So this process, all the other processes of yoga take you through a purification from outside to inside. So it is tedious, difficult, and time consuming, exactly like taking Sidiya to Burj Khalifa. You will surely reach somewhere in this process also, but Shastra advises or says frankly, because Shastra always speaks the truth. So they say that it is like climbing the stairs. Trying to clean yourself or purify yourself outside to inside is a very tedious process. However, Bhakti Yoga takes you on a purification journey from inside to outside. It directly first tries to purify your soul, your Atma, the real you. And once the purification starts at the heart level, automatically the body also gets purified, the mind and intelligence also gets purified. So it is a direct process. It takes less time. It's like an elevator to Burj Khalifa, to the topmost viewing deck of Burj Khalifa. So an intelligent person will take the lift and not the CDR to show off the biceps and triceps that they have made, or rely on the fitness of their body, because we really don't know how far we can go. We will take the easy process, the process that is direct, and what is recommended in Shastra. So Bhakti Yoga is a connection of the soul to God. Well, the picture may not be very appropriate, all health conscious people here. But the point is that tell us, this is a burger that you all can see. Let's just in your mind assume that this is a very healthy burger. सब कुछ घर में ही बना हुआ है. तो इस बर्गर की जान कौन से पार्ट पे है? अगर कबीर के लिए ये बर्गर बनाया जाएगा, है ना? तो which part is, which is the most interesting part for him? Sorry? Cheese, okay. Very good. If you just put cheese inside the burger, will he still find it enticing, or will all of us still?
That aloo ki tikki.
Aloo ki tikki is the jaan of this burger. The ingredient that you put inside the two buns is what will attract you to it. Can we all agree on this? So
Yes.
Bhakti yoga is this aloo ki tikki of yoga. The upper bread bun and the lower bun is karma yoga and gyan yoga. So Bhagavad Gita में भी Krishna ने first he started with karma yoga, the upper bun. Then he spoke about bhakti yoga, the inner ingredients, cheese, tikki, veggies, all the sauces, the main um, exciting, delicious part is bhakti yoga. And lastly, on top of that, the other bun is that of gyan yoga. So that's why bhakti yoga has come in the middle of karma yoga and gyan yoga, because it's the most precious part of yoga, of the entire message of Bhagavad Gita is bhakti yoga. So it has been sandwiched between karma yoga and gyan yoga. Why? Because the nature of the soul is Sat, Chit and Anand. We have done this multiple times now. Sat means eternal. Sanatan, another name for eternal is Sanatan. That is why this dharam that we follow is called Sanatan dharam. Matlab it's eternal. ये दुनिया मिट जाएगी लेकिन ये धर्म रहेगा. Chit is full of knowledge, and Anand is if you are eternal and you are full of knowledge, automatically you're blissful. Nothing can disturb you. And this is the nature of the soul. And what is the activity of the soul? Actually, the activity of the soul is nothing but to love someone. This is our most basic need that we are all craving for. We are not looking for success. Our soul is not looking for money. It is not looking for rosy roti ka jugaad. It is actually wanting to belong somewhere where it can be accepted without judgment, where it can be wholeheartedly accepted, supported, and loved for who we are. This is our most basic and real need. और इसी का अभाव है आज दुनिया में. And that is why people are levitating towards wherever they can get a little love. They grab that in the hope of, because the soul still remembers the love that it was experiencing in the spiritual world in Golok, Vrindavan Dham with Krishna and all the gopis and gopas. So although it can't remember the details, but the feeling remains of being loved. And this is the most big, and the soul is always trying to get love. And how do you get love? Through service. For example, if Charmi keeps, I'm sorry, I'm giving this example again and again because this is the only child I know in the group right now, and he very sweetly comes on camera also. So if Charmi keeps telling Kabir right from morning, oh, I love you so much, Kabir, I love you, and then it's time for Kabir to have breakfast, and she says, well, child, I really don't have time because I have this Bhagavad Gita thing to coordinate and co-host, but please know that I love you very much, and Kabir is sitting there hungry for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then he comes again, Mama, can I have something? Yes, I love you a lot, my child, but I really don't have time right now for this, but please know that I love you a lot. And sham ho jaye और फिर अगला दिन आ जाए, and you keep professing your love for the child, but you don't do anything about it. That love is not translating to service. Will that be called love? Will that satisfy the soul? Will that satisfy the body, the mind and intelligence? No. So what is real love? Service. So to all those people who say कि मंदिरों में जाने की क्या जरूरत है, भगवान तो हमारे मन में है, वो हमारे मन में चलता रहता है, उसके लिए कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता है, बट हम उसके लिए कुछ करेंगे नहीं, जाकर मंदिर में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Is that really love? If you're not serving him, if you're not trying to do something for him as per his instructions, as per his desires, is that really love? Can we really say we love God? Can
But
we
then
really
Vanita
say we
ji-
are God-loving people without really doing anything? Because love means service. इस जड़ जगत में भी बिना सर्विस के लव नहीं हो सकता.
But then Vanita ji, we just mentioned, like we were just listening to, and it said that God doesn't judge us, right? So whatever the way, however we love him, like some people don't want to go to the temple and pray, but they love him in the heart. Some
So
people don't want to.
my point, Charmi, here is that we are fooling ourselves by saying that we love him, just as we are fooling ourselves by telling Kabir again and again, I love you, my child, but I really don't have time to feed you, to bathe you.
Hmm.
Is that really love? We are fooling ourselves if we are loving him. We are not. We just love ourselves. Therefore, we are trying so much to take care of ourselves. How can I clothe myself better? How can I eat better? How can I holiday better? Are we really loving? Does that make sense, Charmi?
So here, to love and to serve is to love and to serve the Godhead, right, Krishna?
What I'm trying to say is love means service. Love is not an abstract word or it's not a feeling. It's an activity.
No, but taking from what Charmi was trying to say, though love is an abstract word, I may continue to love my God, but when we say Bhakti Yoga specifically focuses on to love and to serve, and when you're stressing that the need for me not just believing but actually going to the temple and probably bowing my head in front of the Godhead, are we just trying to say that in Bhakti Yoga, when Gita is trying to say to love and to serve, means to love and to serve the Godhead, which automatically will probably translate to love and to serve the entire human being? Are we trying to say that? Or is it that I can continue to love and serve humanity or the human race, but I may not go to the temple? So in that I'm trying to fool myself that okay, Ashish, you're just fooling yourself. You're saying that you love humanity, you love the human race, but then by not going to the temple, you're not probably on the right path.
Well, that's not the the complete understanding, because you are relating bhakti yoga or service to an activity of going to the temple and bowing your head. It's much more than that. I thought this example of loving Kabir by um, satisfying his needs is a real definition of love. Would you agree with that, Ashish? If Charmi really loves Kabir, she will do what Kabir needs, correct?
Yeah, that's right. If I
She will
love,
satisfy
absolute,
what
yeah,
he wants. She will not do what she wants, correct?
yes, absolutely right. I
You
get
have a
it.
notion, you have a notion of love, and you are doing what you think is love.
Yeah, that's my feeling. Okay,
So,
got it.
correct?
I think I got your answer. Right,
Yes,
right.
but love
Yeah,
is what that person wants.
yeah.
You do
Okay.
for him what he wants. You don't
So,
make your own definition of what love
so
is.
I'm making it more convenience based according to what my feelings are,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are
and
you?
then trying to justify myself also at the same time.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank
got
you.
it.
Thank you so much for understanding that.
Yeah.
Charmi, does that make sense? Karishma is very quiet today.
Yes, it makes complete sense. I've seen my mom doing that actually. So, like the way she's loved all three of us, all her kids, her grandson, she does full seva of Krishna Bhagwan at home. She gives him a bath, she makes him wear new clothes every day. She like literally she decorates the temple according to all the festivals, and she talks to him like he is her child. I've seen that. So it's not that she needs to go like to a temple or something, but it's the heart that matters.
All right. So we will come more to it. So, what is love? We'll start from this basic me. Okay. My first desire is, all of us, is I have to first love myself. Correct? My needs, my love quotient, my desires need to be satisfied for me to be able to do anything beyond myself, right? So the basic level of love is to love myself. You expand it a little further and you love your family. You try to do things for them, even if it's difficult for you. नहीं भी करा जा रहा है, फिर भी आप सुबह 4 बजे उठोगे to drop your child to a a football game or a sports event out of love, because you want to serve. Love means service. आप love को कैसे दिखाओगे? कुछ करके दिखाओगे, isn't it? Love has to translate to some service. So once you love yourself, then you will expand that love for your family also. You try to serve your family, do things for them. And people who are even more have an even larger heart from the family, they will expand their love further to the society, that I am able to take care of myself and my family. I also want to do something for them, for the society in which I live in. So they are involved in so many philanthropic or charity activities, because they are looking beyond me and family and towards society. Then you can expand it even further to nation. Okay, let me do something for my country. I want to do this for my country, and for that they take pains, actually, not just talking. They do something for the nation. You expand it further, you can expand that love and you come to humanity. Let me do something for this entire humankind. And then you expand it even further and say that why just humans? Every living creature, all the aquatics, beasts, birds, reptiles, I want to do something for all of them. Let me expand my service to me, family, society, nation, humanity, nature. And after this, finally, once you reach this level, then you say, let me serve God. Because ultimately, from God comes nature, from God comes humanity, from God comes nation, from Him comes society, from Him comes family, and from Him comes me. So if you're actually serving God, you're serving all 6 of them. If you are eating the whole burger, you're eating all the ingredients, all the layers of the burger. You're eating the top part, the middle, and the bottom part. All of them are being consumed by eating the whole burger. You can't say that the most important is the tikki inside. So let me just concentrate on me or family or society, and that's enough. Or please take a picture of this slide to show you that loving God is actually loving all of them. Not that, भगवान की भक्ति में करें या ये सब करें, या भगवान की भक्ति छोड़कर सोसाइटी के बारे में कर लो, like आशीष was just saying कि दुनिया की सेवा कर लो, सोसाइटी की सेवा कर लो, दूसरों की सेवा कर लो, तो वही बहुत होता है, वही भगवान की भक्ति है. But actually serving God is actually serving all of them. ये सारे के सारे उसमें automatically serve हो जाएंगे. If you try to serve God, ये अलग अलग चीजें नहीं है, हमने इनको अलग बना दिया. And actually, there is so much merit in loving and serving God, because you're actually serving all 6 of them. Whereas if you take all of these individually, you may reach only till society or maybe nation at best. अगर आप इनको सीढ़ियां चढ़ोगे तो नेचर तक तो कितने लोग पहुंच पाएंगे? उतनी हमारी क्षमता ही नहीं है. लेकिन अगर एलिवेटर ले लेते हैं टू सर्व गॉड, यू आर गोइंग टू सर्व ऑल ऑफ देम. वील सी हाउ इट्स डन. जस्ट लाइक आप एक मछली को पानी से निकाल कर उसको एक डनलप गद्दे पे बिठा दो और फिर उसको एसी लगा दो उसके लिए, है ना, या कूलर लगा दो या हीटर लगा दो अगर सर्दी है, और फिर आप उसको रोज कभी गुलाब जामुन दो, कभी उसको पिज्जा दो, कभी उसको लेटेस्ट चीज जो आई हुई है वो दो, उसको अच्छे अच्छे डिजाइनर क्लोथ्स दे दो, उसका अपना एक प्राइवेट मोबाइल भी दे दो. Is the fish going to be will her needs be fulfilled? Come on people, this is an interactive session today. Will the needs be fulfilled?
It will die.
No.
Who said that?
Vinti.
Yes, Vinti. Why will it die? You're taking so much care.
She's out of water.
Okay, so
Survive. without water.
She'll die without water, but you are giving her alternatives.
But
You're
that,
saying रसगुल्ले का पानी है, इस रसगुल्ले को पी सकते हो, इसके पानी में तैर सकते हो, रसमलाई है, शिकंजवी है, छाछ है,
that's not what.
दूध है. Come on, others. Charmi, Ashish.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. What was the? I think I missed it.
Okay, can we have cameras on? Because I can't hear Karishma as well. Karishma, are you there? Okay, maybe you can ping her, Charmi. So if the fish, but the question is, if I take the fish out of water and give it all the facilities, I take the fish and I give it all the facilities of life, a comfortable bed, food, drinks, जो भी हमारे घर में सबसे exotic चीजें जो दुनिया में available हैं. Will the fish be satisfied? Will the fish be happy? You're trying to give it, organic food. You let me give her the most expensive. You even give her it's her own television, her own mobile phone, and there's a Dunlop bedding for her. Will the fish be satisfied? Will the fish be taken care of?
No, I think no. It is.
Why?
It will not.
No, they won't.
Why?
They
But you're
die.
taking
Because you're separating. You say Atma and Paramatma. That soul and.
नहीं, आप लिटरली जाइए. कौन सा आत्मा परमात्मा है यहाँ पर? आपने फिश को पानी से निकाला और उसको सब कुछ दिया. 24 घंटे उसके लिए एक सर्वेंट भी रख दिया to take care of the fish.
But the fish needs water. It can only survive in that salt water or the normal water. So that rasgulle ka rasa or all that will not solve any purpose for the fish.
So, if you really want to serve the fish, you will give it what it wants. Correct?
Yes.
Not what you think is good for it.
Right.
Correct? I mean, you may be saying, I'm slogging, earning so much just to satisfy this fish. 24 घंटे के नौकर भी लगा दिए, सारी facilities दे दी, फिर भी ये मान नहीं रही, खुश नहीं हो रही और मरती जा रही है. You did not give it what it wants. उसकी क्या need है? Correct?
Yep.
Similarly, the soul is not looking for love of family, nation, society. It is not what it's looking for. The soul is actually still trying to reunite with Krishna. It's a fish out of water और वो बार बार कृष्ण को ही ढूंढ रहा है और अब कृष्ण ना दे करके उसको beautiful wife, nice children, good job, a good retirement plan, all the well-equipped home, good friends, good outings, good social life, ये सब दे रहे हो, देते जा रहे हो और 100 साल के भी हो जाओगे तब भी दिल मांगे more. Still you will not be satisfied. You will still crib and you will still have that ache in the heart. Adjustment करोगे आप, but you will not be satisfied because उसकी real need नहीं दी आपने उसको. आत्मा की real need is going back to its parent. I want to go back home to my father. और हम उसको मॉर्फिन की छोटी छोटी डोजेस दे रहे हैं. कोई बात नहीं, सो जा, कोई बात नहीं, ये पेन किलर ले लो, दुख हो रहा है उसके लिए ये पेन किलर ले लो, वो पेन किलर ले लो. So what is the definition? Can you mute all of them, Charmi? So the definition of Bhakti Yoga is that it's a yoga that re-establishes our soul's love and service for Krishna. Only when you start serving your father as per your father's needs, as per your father's instructions, as per your father's desires, all the other aspects of your life are taken care of. All these aspects of life are automatically taken care of if you just try serving him. You are taken care of, your family is taken care of, your society is taken care of, your nation is taken care of, the entire humanity is taken care of, Mother Nature is taken care of. But if you neglect him, you will have global warming, you will have shortage of food, you will have war, you will have pandemics, you will have coronaviruses. Are you getting my point? All of these things that we are seeing, they are symptoms of बीमारी. ये बुखार है जो हम देख रहे हैं. Pandemics होना, लड़ाइयाँ होना, shortage हो जाना, ये बुखार है. Disease क्या है? भूल गए. We stopped serving him. And we became so self-centered and we tried to serve this fish in our own way. So
So
that,
even focusing on one own self is a little bimari kind of thing. Right?
sorry,
Focusing on oneself is also a little bimari kind of thing. We should probably focus on the God rather than focusing on yourself, because when you focus on God and serve God, everything is taken care of.
you yourself will be taken care of.
Yeah, in
But
fact,
if
not
you-
only myself, but all the other chain which you showed are taken care of.
Exactly.
But then if I only focus on myself, like it's like a bimari for me that I'm getting too obsessed
Absolutely.
with myself.
Yes, we are a pain in our own butt. We are in the way of our own happiness. So that yoga which re-establishes our soul's love and service for Krishna is called Bhakti Yoga. For example, ये soldier जो देश की सेवा पे अभी मरने वाला है, he is about to die. और ये जो है आदमी, he is also about to die. He is going to kill himself. Both are going to die. But he is dying trying to serve himself. And this man is dying trying to serve the nation. So दोनों की गति क्या है? Is very different. The reasons are very different. The goals are very different. He is dying for a higher purpose. He is dying for his nation. Right? But this man is dying because इसकी अपनी इच्छाएं पूरी नहीं हुई. ये अपनी जिंदगी से दुखी है. इसने अपने आप को मारने की कोशिश की. So if you try to serve yourself, you are going to be happy, not just in unhappy, not just in this birth, but birth after birth. You're not going to get your peace anywhere. So what does Bhakti Yoga do? Bhakti Yoga is that yoga which re-establishes our soul's love and service for Krishna. How? By watering the root. जैसे ये इंसान है, ये पानी कहाँ डाल रहा है? इन पेड़ों की जड़ों में डाल रहा है. Correct? Can you see? So उसको ज्यादा मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ रही, वो केवल जड़ों में डाल रहा है. This is the elevator, the lift concept. जड़ों में डाल रहा है. Automatically इस ट्रंक को नरिशमेंट मिल जाएगी, इन ब्रांचेस को मिल जाएगी, इसमें जो लगे हुए फ्लावर्स हैं, फ्रूट्स हैं, उनको नरिशमेंट मिल जाएगी. Every part of this tree is going to get nourished automatically just by watering the roots. Alternatively, अगर आप एक एक डाल के ऊपर पानी डालने की कोशिश करोगे, तो जड़ को तो पानी मिल नहीं रहा, सिर्फ उस डाल को मिल रहा है, वही थोड़ी देर के लिए हरी भरी है, पर जड़ निग्लेक्ट हो रही है. ओवर टाइम जड़ वीक हो जाएगी, ब्रांच डाली से कट के गिर जाएगी, और आप उसी ब्रांच के ऊपर अपना सारा you're pinning all your hopes on the branch, on that branch on which you're sitting, and that's going to break one day if you're only concentrating on watering the branch, individual branches or individual fruits and leaves. This is the other kinds of yoga. Dhyan yoga, Gyan yoga, Karma yoga. But Bhakti yoga is watering the roots. So, how can we acquire that love for Krishna? How can we acquire that love for Krishna? How do we water the roots? I mean, isn't this more intelligent? And this, by the way, this example is from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is not a man-made example. This has been given by Vyasadeva himself. That just water the roots. Just water the need of your soul. Automatically, your bodily needs will be taken care of. Family needs will be taken care of. How? So, कहाँ से जाके लाएं? ये भक्ति योगा, ये love for Krishna कहाँ से जाके लाएं? Any ideas?
By starting to say
It's already there. We just need to enlighten it, or probably.
Exactly. It's already there within us. कहीं से जाके लाना नहीं है. सिर्फ उसे पानी देना है, बीज है अंदर डला हुआ है, उस बीज की वजह से ही हम जिंदा हैं. बीज इज देयर. सिर्फ उसको अगर थोड़ी सी खाद दी, थोड़ा पानी दिया, थोड़ा. Like even this great artist Michelangelo said, sculptures are already there. मेरे सामने आप ये मार्बल रख दो, sculptures are already there. I just have to remove the excess marble. अपनी लाइफ से एक्स्ट्रा चीजें, एक्सेस चीजें निकाल दो. With your chisel, you will get the perfect sculpture. You will be able to sculpt out Krishna in your heart. If you just give away the unwanted things, if you just chisel it away, उसको अगर आप उखाड़ के निकाल देते हो, you will be left with pure love for Krishna. So why don't we have this pure love for Krishna right now? अगर हमारे अंदर ही बीज है, सब हम सबके अंदर है, तो क्यों नहीं दिख रहा, महसूस क्यों नहीं हो रहा, क्यों हम यहाँ वहां भाग रहे हैं? क्योंकि उसके ऊपर ये लेयर्स चढ़ी हुई हैं. काम, क्रोध, मोह, लोभ, मद, मत्सर्य. काम, क्रोध, मोह, लोभ, मद, मत्सर्य. These are the real anarthas, and these cannot be removed by karma yoga, jnana yoga, or dhyana yoga. These cannot be removed. These can only be removed easily with bhakti yoga, because bhakti yoga is going to work like a magnet. It's just going to, चुंबक की तरह वो इनके साथ चिपक जाएगी और फिर इनको खींच के निकाल देगी. All that work bhakti yoga will do. You don't even have to do it. That's why it's called the elevator process. CD process loge, you will keep on struggling with these. They are so deeply rooted in our hearts. And main hamara source of unhappiness is this: our pride, our greed, our envy, and our lust. And lastly, the illusion that we are this body. सुन रहे हैं बचपन से हम ये शरीर नहीं है, हम आत्मा है, लेकिन फिर भी महसूस नहीं हो रहा है. फिर भी बॉडी ही महसूस हो रही है. कॉन्शियसनेस भी बॉडी की ही है. But bhakti yoga can remove this. So now, can I practice it? तो बहुत हाई फाई बात लग रही है. मैं आई एम जस्ट अ सिंपल हाउस होल्डर. फैमिली चलानी है मुझे, सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के तो जा नहीं सकते. सो भक्ति योगा है मेरे लिए. अर्जुन सन्यासी थे या गृहस्था थे?
गृहस्था.
Not only that, rich man. He was a king. So, and Krishna is speaking this Bhagavad Gita to him. So surely, is the audience appropriate then for Bhagavad Gita? Of course. You don't have to be a sannyasi. You don't have to be. You can be a grihastha. And in fact, this is meant for people of the world. Okay, how? I have no time. My work. सुबह से मैं लगती हूँ, I spin like a top. और मैं रात को आके I'm dead और मैं सो जाती हूँ. Where is time? So 3 तरह के time होते हैं, we have to understand. एक तो होता है work time. Then there is worry time, and then there is waste time. Okay? And most of the time we are wasting time in worrying, and then we are wasting time in other kinds of recreational activities. अब थक गई हूँ, कुछ तो देर टीवी देखूंगी ना. How much my mind is jammed trying to look at all the things. I need to spend time. I'll watch something on television, or I'll go spend some time in the parlor, or I'll go spend time with some friends. Because I've been working so hard. But if you delete worry time and waste time from your life, and you just focus on your work time, you will realize how much actual time you have to practice bhakti yoga. You will be able to make time for it. It's there in everybody's life. Everybody's life. It's just a myth that we don't have time. Because
it's like when you start loving something, time is no limit. Time is never a barrier.
So we should know where to cut down on, and worry time or waste time को अगर हम cut down कर देंगे, we can manage our time. There is plenty of time. So this should not be our excuse at all. So is spirituality a retirement program?
No, not at all.
जब जब मुंह में बत्ती सी नहीं रहेगी, सिर पे बाल नहीं रहेंगे, आंखों में ज्योति नहीं रहेगी, है ना, कमर झुक जाएगी, दैट्स द परफेक्ट टाइम टू प्रैक्टिस भगवद गीता भक्ति योगा, राइट?
No, like you said, can we practice bhakti yoga with our kids? I think we can do it with anybody.
एब्सोल्युटली. इनफैक्ट भगवान को आप फ्रेश फ्लावर चढ़ाते हो या मुरझाया हुआ, पिछले हफ्ते का, कल का? We offer our bhakti, our service to the Lord when we are young and fresh, not when we are a मुरझाया हुआ फूल, हाथ में छड़ी. So life is a preparation for the final examination, which is death. अच्छा, ये एग्जामिनेशन सिर्फ कुछ कुछ को दिया जाता है ना, बाकियों को तो पास कर दिया जाता है, राइट? करेक्ट? ये एग्जामिनेशन सिर्फ सबको नहीं आएगा ना, ये एग्जामिनेशन
सबको
आएगा.
नहीं नहीं, कुछ लोग कोटा में निकल जाएंगे, कुछ लोगों के कॉन्टैक्ट्स होंगे, वो निकल जाएंगे. ये एग्जामिनेशन सबको नहीं मिलेगा, करेक्ट?
यहाँ किसी को नहीं, सबको, किसी को नहीं छोड़ा जाएगा. Everybody will get this examination.
तो अगर ये एग्जामिनेशन कोई भी चीट नहीं कर सकता और कोई भी बाईपास नहीं कर सकता, तो दिस लाइफ इज एक्चुअली गिवन टू अस टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दिस.
बट किसी का एग्जाम सिंपल होता है, किसी का एग्जाम टफ होता है. Someone's death comes very
again,
easy.
that also depends on the preparation.
Yeah.
Preparation.
So I think the key point is that how do you prepare for the
How
exam?
do you prepare? Correct. So what should you do? What should you do? First of all, accept that you are sick. First, accept that yes, I have this problem. Correct? जितने लोग जब आपको बताया जाता है टर्मिनल इलनेस कि आपको कैंसर है, they take weeks and months to even accept कि ये उनके साथ हो गया. Right? We live in denial, isn't it? When something happens to us that we don't want to happen. Acceptance is the hardest step, and it's the first step. But it's the most important step. जितनी जल्दी accept कर लोगे, उतनी जल्दी काम पे लग सकते हो. Otherwise, precious time is lost. So first, what should we do is accept that yes, this is a problem. Next, what do we do next? Once you have accepted, then you need help. Then you will go and seek help, right? You understood now that these are the symptoms of my disease. These are the 7 kinds of fevers that I am suffering, will suffer, and I need help now. So what are you going to do after that? Your next step will be approach the right hospital. Correct? So the right hospital is a bona fide hospital. You will go to a hospital that is certified, that is bona fide. You will not just go to any building जिसके बाहर एक रेड क्रॉस लगा हुआ है, उसके अंदर नहीं चले जाओगे ना, या किसी ने भी कोट पहन के वहां बैठे. You will go to a certified hospital जहां पे MBBS MD डॉक्टर्स मिलते हैं, जिनका एक ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है, जो प्रूवन है. You will approach the right hospital. You will not just go to any Tom, Dick and Harry person to say, अरे यार मेरा इलाज कर दो. झाड़ फूक वाले भी बैठते हैं, ओझाज भी बैठते हैं, झाड़ू मारते हैं, to drive away all the ghosts from your body. हर तरह के लोग हैं. But you will go to the right hospital. So a temple is like a spiritual hospital. A temple is actually a hospital. इसीलिए पग पग पे मंदिर बनाए गए थे, ताकि यहाँ पर पीड़ित, सारे पीड़ित हैं जो इस दुनिया में आए, पीड़ित लोग बचपन से ही यहाँ जाना शुरू कर दें, अपना इलाज जल्दी शुरू करा लें, बचपन से ही शुरू करा लें, so that old age के आते आते they are fully cured, fully prepared to go back home, back to Godhead. ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग की कमी है. आप अपने घर में भी मंदिर बना सकते हो. Look at this. This is a family in US. और ये फॉरेनर्स हैं, बाय द वे. ये पीछे ये जो देख रही हैं आप लेडीज, दे आर ऑल फॉरेनर्स. घर में भी मंदिर बनाया हुआ है. देयर लाइफ रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड सर्विंग द लॉर्ड इन देयर हार्ट. Home can become a spiritual. So this can become a spiritual hospital. So approach the right hospital. जैसे अगर यहाँ पे इंडिया का झंडा लगा है, इसका मतलब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के रूल्स यहाँ पे फॉलो होंगे, isn't it? अगर यहाँ पे इस समय मैं पाकिस्तान का झंडा लगा दूं, मतलब यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान के रूल्स ही फॉलो होंगे, शरिया रूल्स फॉलो होंगे, isn't it? जैसा झंडा वैसे रूल्स, करेक्ट? सिमिलरली जो एंटीनाज है, जितने भी एंटीनाज लगे हुए हैं, जिस जिस डिश टीवी का लगा होगा तो डिश टीवी के टेलीविजन रूल्स चलेंगे, टाटा स्काई के चलेंगे, जिनके भी जिसका एंटीना लगा है रूल्स उसके चलेंगे. So it's very crucial to approach the right hospital. But हमारे घर में क्या हॉस्पिटल है? Television. This is the center of our house. You can replace this with internet, smartphone, laptops, Netflix, all of this. This is the guide. ये सब मरीज हैं बैठे हुए, ये तीनों, और ये अपना गम भुलाने के लिए इस हॉस्पिटल में जाके प्लग इन हो गए. What's their future? Are they going to get the right treatment? What 800 years of Mughal rule, 800 साल मुगलों ने किया हम पे rule. Sanatan Dharam was still there. They could not destroy Sanatan Dharam. Britishers were there for 200 years. They still could not destroy. But only 20 years of television has been able to do it. Just 20 years. Because ये घर घर में घुस गया, हाथ में घुस गया, हर एक के palm में घुस गया. Palm tops, laptops is not advancement of civilization. It's a degradation of civilization. Who are we listening to? These are our leaders now. और सबसे ज्यादा इनमें कौन रूल कर रहा है? Celebrities, politicians, Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood. Are these people cultured people? Are they really following good culture? They are being caught for, all kinds of cases like extramarital affairs, drug parties. These are the role models of our youth. Our role models too. The right hospital is to make the Lord the center of your home, His word the center of your home. He should be the center of your house. Guidance should be coming from Him, not from internet or Netflix or what your favorite idol is doing. Where is your favorite, हम सबके लाइफ में हीरोज हैं. We all of us are into hero worship. किसको हीरो बनाया उसी को फॉलो करोगे. So once you approach the right hospital, then you approach the right doctor. Again, who is the right doctor? One who is qualified, who has passed the examinations of MBBS, MDs, super specializations. And then not only does he have a certificate to show, but he has performed those surgeries. He has made people all right. है ना, हम पूछते हैं इस डॉक्टर के, हाँ कोई अच्छा डॉक्टर बताओ. हाँ, उस डॉक्टर ने मेरी सारी बीमारियों का इलाज कर दिया. मेरे ही नहीं, उसने कितने hundreds of patients का successfully इलाज कर दिया. Such a person is a bona fide right doctor, who has showed it, who has given results, who has proved it through his qualifications. And he is also coming from a lineage. He's not a one-man person. He's following a lineage, a system, a parampara. Not anyone who is wearing a stethoscope or wearing a white coat can be called a doctor. He should be coming from a parampara. He should not be, you will not say, oh, किसी doctor को approach करने, he said, हाँ, मैंने अपने आप घर पे पढ़ ली थी. I was so intelligent, my IQ was so high that my mom homeschooled me and I did my MBBS at home. I didn't learn under anyone. Neither did I go through an apprenticeship, where I practice on cadavers, those dead bodies, and I practice on patients under guidance. Apprenticeship होती है ना, जैसे कोई लॉ सीखना चाहता है तो पहले लॉयर के नीचे काम करता है. डॉक्टर्स जो जूनियर डॉक्टर्स होते हैं वो सीनियर डॉक्टर्स के नीचे काम करते हैं, उनसे सीखते हैं, तब जाके वो सर्टिफाइड डॉक्टर बनते हैं. आप बिना गाइडेंस के, बिना किसी के अंडर काम किए, you cannot be called a guru. You have to be a bona fide guru coming from parampara. You cannot be a one-man show. One should not approach any guru or any parampara. Guru should be coming from parampara. Like we are following His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Parampara. He was trained under his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was trained under his spiritual master, who was trained under, and this whole line parampara is going right up to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is Krishna himself, who came 500 years back. Direct descendants, they are direct descendants of Krishna, being trained under direct disciples of Krishna. They are called bona fide. And then you avoid, if you're under treatment, you will follow a diet. You will not eat whatever you want to eat. You will exactly follow what the doctor is telling you, correct? So you will follow the prescription of the doctor. If he says, do not eat this, you will not eat it if you really want to get cured. You can't say, itna humse nahi hota. Sorry. इतना हम नहीं कर सकते, ये मेरा फेवरेट है, ये तो मैं खाऊंगी, या ये हमारा फैमिली ट्रेडिशन है, ये तो हम खाएंगे ही खाएंगे, नहीं तो घर वाले बुरा मान जाएंगे. So I have to follow my family tradition, I have to follow my social norms, but I still want you to cure me. I still want your treatment to work for me, but I can't follow your prescription as it is because I have to live in this society. बाहर जाते हैं, कैसे चलेगा? हाँ, ये मत खाओ, वो मत खाओ. बाहर जाते हैं, 2-4 लोगों में उठते बैठते हैं. Well, will your doctor listen to you? Will your doctor agree to treat you then? If you have this kind of an approach. So if you eat meat, Shastra says the mercy quotient will be lost in your consciousness. You will lose mercy. If you indulge in gambling, truthfulness will be lost. I mean, it's guaranteed you will lose it. You cannot call yourself a truthful person. You cannot call yourself merciful if you are indulging in meat eating. This is the verdict of Shastra. If you are into intoxication, austerity is lost. Austerity means a life of sanyam, a life of self-control, a life of balance is lost. You cannot do it. If you're agitating your senses, if you're giving them these doses of intoxication, you will not be able to. You will lose it. And if there is illicit sex, even in thoughts or words, may not be in actions, cleanliness is lost. And हम तो बचपन से सुनते आ रहे हैं, cleanliness is next to godliness. ये जितनी new age diseases हैं, like AIDS, they have all come because of this illicit sex. So many diseases in the world are because of this. So cleanliness is lost. You can never sanitize your mind if you're indulging in illicit sex. So these are the 4 things that you will have to avoid: meat eating, gambling, intoxication, and illicit sex. This is like बर्तन साफ करना. अगर दूध वाला ने दूध देना है तो आपको एक बर्तन चाहिए दूध का. उस बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट इज कि इस बर्तन को धो के लाइए. इसमें प्रीवियसली कोई पुरानी दाल या पुराना इसमें ईटेबल लगा नहीं होना चाहिए. यू हैव टू एटलीस्ट स्क्रब इट क्लीन टू रिसीव दैट मिल्क. So ये 4 चीजें actually is not dharam. They are just cleaning to accept the 4 pillars of religion. And if this is not maintained in society, then these 4 pillars of religion will be lost. They are lost already. There is no mercy in the world because meat eating is at an all-time high. All-time high. 40% intoxication has increased. 40% it has increased. And the age for intoxication has decreased. कहाँ 30s 40s में लोग पीते थे, अब 17 18 15 14. Austerity is lost. ऐसे लोग हार्ड वर्क नहीं कर सकते, और जो हार्ड वर्क नहीं कर सकता, he will want instant gratification. और जिसको instant gratification चाहिए, he will look for gambling and illicit sex to get his work done. Automatically truthfulness is lost and cleanliness is lost. So these are not some things you can't say to each his own. जिसको जो खाना है खाओ भैया, हम इतना किसी को नहीं बोल सकते. हमारे धर्म में अलाउड है, हमारा धर्म कहीं नहीं कहता ये. These are universal rules. You cannot make an excuse of your dharma or your family culture and expect mercy, truthfulness, austerity, and cleanliness still. जो ये चारों चीजें कर रहे हैं या इनमें से कोई एक भी कर रहे हैं, उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन लेकिन रहेगी दुनिया में मर्सी हो, दुनिया में ट्रूथफुलनेस हो, ऑस्टेरिटी, एक्सपेक्टेशन ये रहेगी उनकी। एक्सपेक्ट चाहते हैं, मांगते हैं, ये धरने करते हैं, प्रोटेस्ट करते हैं, लेकिन ये चीजें नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन एक्सपेक्ट पूरा करेंगे कि हमें ये मिलना चाहिए। This is the problem of the world today. So you have to apply positive treatment. What is the positive treatment? A, B, C, D. A for apple, B for bat. बहुत सिखा लिया हमें स्कूल में, यूनिवर्सिटीज में, कॉलेजेस में, किसी ने भी हमें गुरुकुल की ABCD नहीं सिखाई। जो I was just reading, it's a documentary on Google. You can go and see that the Britishers did this research when they were in India, and they researched that there were I think 740,000 villages in India when the Britishers were here. 7 lakh something, I don't remember the exact. Let's say 740,000 gurukuls, villages were there in India. And they found that there were 750 or 60,000 gurukuls in India. जितने गांव उससे ज्यादा गुरुकुल थे। Such was, इतनी ट्रेनिंग मिल रही थी बचपन से ही, गांव गांव, शहर शहर, there was no person that was not under training. So association, sadhu sangha was there for everyone. चाहे वो अनपढ़ हो, चाहे वो दलित हो, चाहे वो गरीब हो, everybody had access to sadhu sangha, good association, book reading, sattvic diet, and chanting. Every person, and this is how we were able to be the world's richest country. 18% was our GDP. 18% इंडिया का GDP था, क्योंकि all of them were under training of Gurukul, were under training of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. All of them were associating with sadhu sangha. They were in very good association. They were all reading scriptures morning and evening. खेतों से जब काम करके घर आ जाते थे, भगवत गीता, हर मंदिर में भगवत गीता शाम को पढ़ाई जाती थी. ISKCON is following that system today. Every ISKCON temple, morning there will be a Bhagavatam class, evening there will be a Gita class. You walk into any temple, everything is free. Gurukul में भी सब कुछ free होता था. All of these most important things were free of cost. There was no onion garlic all over India, north to south, east to west. If you just dig a little deep into the recipes and the food habits of the people across India, there was no onion garlic. This was introduced by the Dutch, the Portuguese, and the British because they brought meat with them. And meat cannot be palatable without high doses of onion, garlic, and liquor. Otherwise, हमारी basic recipes में नहीं था प्याज और लहसुन. There was a sattvic diet being followed. Therefore, people did not have mental anxiety or depression, and they were tolerant by nature, and they were peaceful. Largely, they were peaceful because of the diet. And all of them were into some form of kirtan, chanting the holy names of Ram or Krishna. These are the primary names of God. All of them were either involved in Sankirtan or hearing his glories, or there were dramas and dioramas. Theater used to be around the Ramayana or Mahabharata. This is the real positive treatment. This is positive thinking. You cannot get positive thinking by just attending, paying some money and attending a positive thinking seminar where he just gives you some doses of painkillers or morphine. कि जो हो रहा है समझ लो ये नहीं हो रहा है. It'll just get better. You can do it. That's a world of make-believe. Actually, A, B, C, D, association, book reading, that is Shastra reading, sattvic diet, and chanting is the real positive treatment. So it's up to you. There is, एक होती है good association, एक होती है bad association. लेकिन एक तीसरी होती है devotee association. This is not the same as good association. It is above good association. A devotee association will connect you with the super soul. Good association may or may not be able to do that. So it is crucial that we all seek devotee association and introduce devotee association in our life. Otherwise, the good and bad association will more or less keep us hooked to our present dilemma in which we are in. It will not be able to pull us out of it. These are largely the standard scriptures of the world, of Vedic India. Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam were the sum total. All the other scriptures are subsets of these. They cover everything. You don't need to read anything beyond these. And these are the only two books that teach you love of God. All the others teach you karma kand. ये कर लो तो ये मिल जाएगा, वो कर लो तो वो मिल जाएगा. मांगने के लिए है बाकी सब. This is for developing love of God and serving Him, of which chanting is the most important. Chanting the primary names of God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's all chant together. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. So, why this mantra? In the Kali Santaran Upanishad, it is mentioned, Iti Shorashakam Nam Nam, Kali Kalmashanashanam. Iti, this, Shorashakam, 16 syllable Nam Nam mantra. Kali Kalmashanashanam can destroy all the Kalmash of Kali Yuga. Nataha Parataropayah. Nataha, nahi mila. Parataropayah, कोई और उपाय नहीं मिला. सर्व वेदेशु दृश्यते, सारे वेद झांट लिए, ढूंढ लिए, इससे बेटर और कोई उपाय नहीं मिला. Iti Shorashakam Nam Nam. Who is saying this? Brahma. Who is Brahma? The creator of this world. अगर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का सीईओ बोल रहा है कि ये ही बग जो बग है मेरे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में वो इसी से फिक्स हो सकता है, he is the best person to tell you what can fix the bug in his software. Only he can tell you. Apple can't tell you, or Samsung can't tell you. Only Microsoft can tell you. So you can't say that Samsung भी उतना ही better है, Nokia भी बहुत अच्छा चलता है. But the creator of that software only can tell you what can fix the bug, even if the others are around. And what is the Kali Santaran? Incidentally, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is even mentioned in the Brahma Vaivarta Puran. It is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is mentioned in scriptures again and again and again. So we are not talking about vegetarian food here. We are not talking about sattvic food here. Sattvic food can also implicate you in karmic reactions. Just by eating a vegetarian diet, you can still be implicated into karmic reactions. What are we supposed to eat then? Non-veg हम खा नहीं सकते. Vegetarian food भी उतना ही हमें karmic. So क्या खाएं? कुछ ना खाएं. Let's just live on air and water. है ना? Yes, Charmi.
Just one question that I had for the previous slide, that you mentioned that Hare Krishna, like the CEO, like Brahmaji mentioned that chanting Hare Krishna is the main, is the right thing to do. So like we have in Vaishnavas, like in Gujarati Vaishnavas, we believe in Krishna Bhagwan. And we have different prayers for Krishna Bhagwan, where we call them, we have a prayer saying Vasudevaya Namaha, then we Shri Krishnam Sharanam Mama, then we have many other such prayers, which have, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare. So we have different names of Krishna Bhagwan, and we say that. So is that like...
Yes, all names of Krishna and Ram. All of these are primary names of Vishnu, primary names of Krishna. All primary names of Krishna can be chanted.
So it's not compulsory that we have to say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We can say any of the other names also.
अगर ये जैसे आपने अभी बताया कि ये आपकी फैमिली की एक प्रथा चली आ रही है, so आप अपने फैमिली के ट्रेडिशन को जरूर मेंटेन कर सकते हो, but add this mantra to that, because this mantra, right now what is our goal? Those mantras, आपका जैसे आप बता रहे हो कि वैष्णव ट्रेडिशन है, तो ये वैष्णव ट्रेडिशन सतयुग, त्रेता और द्वापर से चला आ रहा है, करेक्ट? इसलिए ये मंत्र चले आ रहे हैं, हर युग का एक मंत्र होता है. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः, दिस mantra was the mantra of Satyug.
Okay, because
Then there was a mantra of Treta Yug, then there was a mantra of Dwapar Yug. सब कृष्ण के ही नाम थे और इसलिए ये आपके ट्रेडिशन में चले भी आ रहे हैं. लेकिन इस वक्त हम कलयुग में हैं. सो कलयुग का जो मंत्र रेकमेंडेड है, अगर वो आप करेंगे, इट विल वर्क लाइक द एलिवेटर.
got it.
So there is all success in using this mantra because it is the recommended mantra for this yuga. बाकी मंत्र भी जरूर बोलिए, इसको उसमें जरूर जोड़ दीजिए, लेकिन because this is specifically mentioned for here. कली कलमश नाशनम, कलयुग के लिए ये कलेशों को नाश करने के लिए ये मंत्र रेकमेंडेड है. बिकॉज हर मंत्र का एक युग धर्म बनाया हुआ है. सतयुग में युग धर्म वॉज मेडिटेशन. 1,00,000 वर्ष की आयु होती थी सबकी, जिसमें से 60,000 वर्ष सबको रेकमेंडेड था मेडिटेशन करना. उस समय सब मेडिटेशन ही करते थे और उसी से दे वेंट बैक होम, बैक टू गॉडहेड. बट दैट वाज नॉट रेकमेंडेड फॉर त्रेता, क्योंकि त्रेता में डेटीरियोरेशन बढ़ गई थी. माइंड वाज even more chanchal and unstable. So for that, our again the CEO of this world recommended that now in Treta, the recommended process is deity. Was it deity worship? Yeah, deity worship, or was it yagya, havan, yagya, fire sacrifice was recommended for Treta, and all the mantras for fire sacrifice और 1,000 वर्ष की आयु थी. So they're supposed to do all these yagyas used to be done. Rajasuya yagya, Ashwamedh yagya, ये सारे यज्ञ, this was the process to go back home, back to Godhead, to get out of this world in Treta. उसके बाद द्वापर आया. द्वापर में deity worship was introduced. युग धर्म अब आपका deity worship है, because उस समय, because त्रेता युग तक भी spiritual world से आना जाना था इस world में. Many times Vishnu used to come sitting on the back of Garud, give darshan to the Brahmins. पुष्पक विमान आते थे, ले जाते थे लोगों को. लेकिन द्वापर तक आते आते हम इतने डिग्रेड हो गए थे कि ये दिखना बंद हो गए. देवी देवता आया करते थे स्वर्ग लोक से, रमन ते रमन यहाँ पे घूमने के लिए आते थे. मैरिजेस होती थी, अप्सराज आ जाती थी यहाँ के राजाओं के साथ कुछ साल रहकर, बच्चे होते थे, and they would go back. All these things used to happen with Treta. उसके बाद we became so degraded and polluted कि ये अब दिखने बंद हो गए. देवी देवता भी आने बंद हो गए और विष्णु तो was completely absent. He would not visit. तो he agreed to come in a deity form. कि ठीक है, आप directly तो मुझे नहीं देख सकते because you have become so impure, but you can make a deity of me out of wood, stone, bamboo. Recommended है ये. There are in शिल्प शास्त्र it is recommended क्या क्या धातु use हो सकते हैं. Okay, you can make a मेरी प्रतिमा बना सकते हो. I will agree to come into that pratima and accept your service. So that Yug Dharma was recommended for Dwapar Yug. इसलिए deity worship was introduced because people had become so degraded. So deity worship करके ही they were going back home, back to Godhead. And there were certain mantras for that yug that were prescribed. Now in Kali Yuga we have become so degraded that, and we have no taste for any of these things now. हम चाहे भी तो हम नहीं कर सकते. इतनी हमारा mind flickering है. So they gave the easiest for Kali Yuga. Just chant my names. आते जाते उठते बैठते. I'll share those verses with you अभी. उन्होंने इतना easy बना दिया because मंद सुमंद मतयो. एक तो इस कलयुग के लोग मंद बुद्धि होंगे और ऊपर से बहुत unfortunate होंगे. Already they will be engrossed with so much पीड़ा, wars, pestilence, pandemics. ये ऑलरेडी इससे इतने ये लोग तड़प रहे होंगे कि इनको सबसे इजी प्रोसेस दे दो चैंटिंग का, जो ये कर सकते हैं बैठे बैठे कहीं पे भी. उसके लिए इंटेलिजेंस नहीं चाहिए, कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So this method was recommended, which will give instant results. Sarva Vedeshu drishyate natah parat pro upaya. I'll come to you with more topics on this, more verses on that. So what are we supposed to eat? You're supposed to offer this food lovingly to the Lord. आप ही के बगीचे से हमने ये लिया है. Hey Krishna, we offer it back to you. Can you please have this? And once he has had it, because भगवान आंखों से भी देख के खा सकते हैं, because he's In the Srimad Bhagavatam first verse, it's mentioned that he's Achyut. And what is the word, that one word that I'm forgetting? It means that he can do any activity with any organ. हमारी लिमिटेशन है कि हम आंखों से खा नहीं सकते, मुंह से ही खाना होता है हमें, सुनना सिर्फ कान से ही होता है. But
Is it omnipotent?
No, I'm not.
Omnipotent
The
or
Sanskrit word. The Sanskrit word.
okay.
I use it so often, but see, Kalyug hai na, memory is fading. Already memory is fading. So he has this because he is absolute. Absolute is the word. He is he's absolute. Absolute matlab he can do anything with any organ of his body. So just by offering food to the Lord, he can just glance at it and accept that food and have it. And thereby it gets purified. So eating purified food will purify your consciousness. Vegetarian food alone cannot purify you. It can purify your body, but not your ego, your mind, and your intelligence. For that, we need to have prasad. Just offer it. Add a tulsi leaf and offer the food to the Lord. Doesn't take long. You don't have to chant long mantras. Just chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, offer this food and have it. And we are seeing the results. We have thousands and thousands of cases, my own house. The propensity to eat goes away without even telling anything to anyone. My husband just gave up non-veg. I never told him to give it up. Just by feeding him prasad, that feeling or that desire to eat went away. And he's not having, the desire to have intoxication goes away. The desire for illicit sex, that it is so purifying that it starts purifying your desires. And without any extraneous effort, you just give up these bad habits. In the 9th chapter, Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti upritam ashnami prayatatmana. He says, if you just offer me a patram, a leaf, a tulsi leaf, pushpam, a flower, phalam, just a fruit, toyam, just flour, I'll accept it. He's so kind, he's so merciful. He says, you may be in the most degraded age, you may be full of faults, but if you just offer these to me, even in a stone replica of me, I will accept it through that stone replica. He agrees to come in that stone form, paper form, painting form, to accept it. This is a cause, this is an example of his mercy. This is, which has been mistaken by people as, superstition. It's not superstition. Had it been superstition, तो ये लोगों के हृदय कैसे साफ होने शुरू हो गए? Addictions, there is, what is that? Alcohol Anonymous. Kitni sari people are trying so hard to wean people through medicines from intoxication of all kinds, through drugs. People are getting rid of their intoxications just by mantra meditation and eating prasad in our temples. How is that happening? Where hospitals and drugs are failing to cure the people of the propensity to have intoxication. So apply these positive treatments. Keep the association of devotees. Read or hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from other devotees, not from professional reciters. Eat prasad, offer whatever you're eating and drinking lovingly to the Lord and have it. Because now it's potent, it's a medicine, it's become medicine. That same water has become a powerful medicine. And chant. This is the real positive treatment. All other positive treatments are money-making businesses. The real positive treatment, which is free of cost, which the scriptures are telling you free of cost to the common man, that really works. So on Ekadashis, when we fast, tomorrow is Ekadashi, typically this is what you can eat. Oh boy, look at this, he's so happy. You don't have to go hungry. This is sattvic food. There's so much variety in sattvic food. People wonder, अरे meat नहीं खाते, प्याज लहसुन नहीं खाते तो कितनी boring life होगी ना? आपके पास तो कुछ खाने को बचा ही नहीं होगा. You should eat our Sunday love feast in any ISKCON temple. You will realize the variety that can be cooked and the taste of that food. And you will realize that actually you were compromising at a much lower level of happiness. There is a higher taste. There is a much higher taste than what you are having right now. And look at the variety of books we have. Not just Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. There are so many small books like Beginner's Guide in simple language. Such a variety for all kinds of people जो book readers नहीं हैं, जिनको philosophy नहीं पढ़नी अच्छी लगती. There are all varieties of books for them. Simple books that can purify you and take you back home, back to Godhead. And the merits of chanting, jitna bole kam hai. In the Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna is saying, Satatam kirtayanto mam. Satatam matlab constant. Kirtayanto mam. Mera kirtan karo. Yatantascha dridhavrataha. दृढ़व्रता मतलब डिटर्मिनेशन के साथ, यतंतास जो एंडेवर करता है, जो एक डिटर्मिनेशन के साथ एंडेवर करता है. नमस्यंतश्च माम भक्त्य नित्या, जो नमस्यंतश्च जो नमस्कार करता है, झुक कर प्रणाम करता है. झुकना itself will purify your ego day by day. झुकना is not a small yoga asana. The biggest yoga asana is to give a dandavat pranam to the deities and see how your false ego starts vanishing day by day, day by day. बाकी सारे योगा छोड़ दो, एक यही योगा करना शुरू कर दो. You will see, we have seen such proud, arrogant people becoming so humble by just this simple yoga. Namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination. खुद बोल रहे हैं, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का सीईओ खुद बोल रहा है, ये बग लगा लो, फिक्स हो जाएगा आपका बग. What more do you want? Satatam kirtayanto mam. Krishna is saying, always chant my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. बोल रहे हैं, झुको मेरे आगे. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. अपने आप आपके मन में devotion, सुख, शांति, प्रेम आ जाएगा. Just by this medicine. कुछ भी और एक्स्ट्रा करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And there are a few more scriptural references for chanting the holy name. हर जगह, मैंने पहले भी आपको ये बताया, first, second उसमें. In Bible also, Christ glorified the Lord's holy name. O Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name मतलब all glories to your name, all glories to your name. आपके नाम की जय हो. This is what Jesus Christ was teaching. गुरु नानक ने क्या कहा? नाम जपो जी ऐसे, नाम जपो जी ऐसे ऐसे, ध्रुव प्रहलाद जप्यो हर जैसे. This is written in the Guru Granth Sahib. कि गोविंद भजन बिन बिरथे सब काम, कृपन देजो निरारथ दान. नाम जपो ऐसे कैसे? ध्रुव प्रहलाद जप्यो हर जैसे. जैसे ध्रुव और प्रहलाद ने हरि का नाम जपा, ऐसे जपो नाम. He is saying Sikhism is all about chanting the names of Govind. Govind bhajan bin birthe sab, काम कृपान देजो निरारथ दान. Govind bhajan, he is saying. Muslims, repeatedly they are saying, chant the names of Allah, 99 names of Allah. अगर सारे दुनिया के Muslims केवल अल्लाह का नाम ही जपना शुरू कर दे रोज, all the problems of terrorism in Islam will dissolve. Chanting is so powerful. किसी भी धर्म की, जिस धर्म में हो उसी का आप chant करना शुरू कर दो, but chant. This is the Yug Dharma of Kali Yuga. Please chant. If Muslims can be encouraged to chant the names of Allah, you know, what is that, the English word for Kattar Panthi? Today my memory is really playing.
Radicalism.
Radicalism, yes, and there is one more.
Begot, begot, bigotry.
No. Radicalism.
Fundamentalist.
Yes.
Yes, fundamental.
Fundamentalism will just vanish. It will soften the heart. Chanting softens the hard heart. इसको छोटी मोटी चीज मत समझिए. ये एक ब्रह्म बाण है, ब्रह्मास्त्र है. This is not a small thing. Therefore, even Guru Nanak was saying chant. Sikhism में भी there is a chanting mala. अभी भी जो old school Sikhism है, अब तो इन्होंने इसको अलग रूप रंग दे दिया. But the only dharma that Guru Nanak was advocating was chant the names of Govind. Buddhists also practice repetition of the name of Lord Buddha, Namo Amid Bhutsu. The real Buddhism, the bona fide Buddhism, is only talking about, because Buddha is also an incarnation of Vishnu. Namo Amid Bhutsu. And Sanatan Dharam mein to hamesha se tha. It recommends the repetition of the holy names of Krishna, Govind, the primary names. Why? What is the meaning of mantra? Mantra is made up of these two words, man and tra. And tra comes from the word trayate. And trayate matlab deliverance. Mana trayate iti mantra. Jo man ko deliver kar de, man ko jo free kar de, man ko jo deliver kar de, usko mantra bolte hain. Don't think that mantra, anything can be called a mantra. It is a very sacred thing. For example, अगर आप सुपरमार्केट में जाओगे तो इतनी सारी वैरायटी है, कोई वहां पे रोक टोक नहीं है. आप इंटॉक्सिकेशन सेक्शन में चले जाओ, जैसी मर्जी शराब की बोतल उठा लो. नॉनवेज सेक्शन में चले जाओ, हर तरह के जानवर काट के वहां बांध के रखे हुए हैं, कोई आपको रोक टोक नहीं करेगा. एट द सेम टाइम उसी सुपरमार्केट में एक हेल्दी सेक्शन भी होगा, वेजिटेरियन सेक्शन भी होगा. अब तो वहां पे वीगन सेक्शन आ गया है, क्रूअल्टी फ्री प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. सो there is no restriction on you. You can go and choose whatever you want to eat. Similarly, गुरु की मार्केट भी कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये रेगुलेटेड मार्केट नहीं है ना. रेगुलेशन होनी चाहिए गुरु की मार्केट में भी. अनफॉर्चुनेटली स्पिरिचुअल मार्केट में there is no regulation. There should be government guidelines. Not anybody can be called a guru. Not anybody should be able to claim himself to be a guru. There are all kinds of ढोंगी gurus. जैसे ये गुरु हैं, ये अपने this guru, he looks like a very qualified guru, but actually they are not qualified. None of the gurus in the market today are qualified. Everybody is after name or fame. They may not have the knowledge of Shastra, but because people are looking for quick fixes, it is so cheap. It is so cheap to get devotion from people. जैसे votes लेने इतने cheap हो गए, जो आप देख ही रहे हैं हाल ही में. You can just tell people, I will give you free electricity, free pani, and they will, वो अपने conscience को गिरवी रख के आके आपको वोट दे देंगे, because they are looking for freebies. Similarly, the gurus of today will promise you the world, and people flock to these bogus gurus and babas. There's a supermarket of gurus and babas. Because you are looking for quick fixes, the praja itself is full of cheaters. Therefore, the gurus are also full of cheaters. Unregulated market. So the cheaters are cheating the cheated. This business is going on, as a result of which the innocent people are getting fooled. But what does the Padma Puran say? Again, go to Shabd Praman. Or how does the Padma Puran ask you or guide you to select your guru? Padma Puran says, Sampradaya vihina ye mantras te nishphala mataha. Sampradaya, that which is coming from a disciplic succession. If one is not actually connected with the bona fide disciplic succession, mantras te, whatever mantra he chants, nishphala mataha, will not bring the desired result. If you just because the chemist की दुकान खुली है and you walk up to the chemist and say कि मुझे फलानी दवाई दे दो, और केमिस्ट अपने मर्जी से दे देगा, अच्छा ठीक है ये हो रहा है, ये दवाई ले लो. It will not work. It is not going to give you the desired result that you are seeking unless you go to a qualified doctor, explain your disease to him. He conducts tests, arrives at a conclusion, and prescribes a medicine to you. Then you go and take that medicine from that same chemist shop, but it will work. But without sampradaya, if you go and try to take medicine, it will not work. You may do it for years and years. And the same thing Krishna says. Evam parampara praptam imam raj rishayo viduhu. Evam, he said, I have made this parampara system, Krishna is saying. That this knowledge I have given to Brahma, my son. I've asked him to create this world and I've given this knowledge to Brahma. It's coming directly from me. So Brahma is a bona fide guru because he's taking all the information directly from Krishna, his father. And then Brahma spoke that same knowledge to his son Narad Muni. Ye Brahma ji baithe और Narad Muni ko ye same, he repeats exactly what Krishna repeated to him. This is bona fide information because it's coming directly from Krishna. It is coming from Parampara. And Narad translated it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So again, there is a big lineage between Narad and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came only 500 years back. And you can trace the whole parampara from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu down to Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And we, the followers of ISKCON, are again speaking the same thing that is being spoken or trained by Prabhupada, who is being trained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is being trained by Narad Muni, who is being trained by Brahma, who is being trained by Krishna. Evam parampara, this is called disciplic succession, parampara praptam. Imam Raj Rishayo Viduhu. पहले जो राज ऋषि थे, राजा थे, वो ऋषि के समान थे. This is how they were handed down this information on how to run the kingdom, the society, the people of the kingdom. This was the method. This is still the method. Again in Kali Santaran Upanishad it is said, Harer Nam, Harer Nam Aiva Kevalam. Hari ka naam, Hari ka naam hi kevalam. Kalau nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva. Kalyug mein nahi hai, nahi hai, nahi hai. Gatir anyatha, koi aur tarika, koi aur tarika. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Kalau, Kaliyug, नास्ते नास्ते नास्ते. बहुत कम जगह पे शास्त्रों में कोई भी चीज रिपीट की जाती है. इनफैक्ट संस्कृत में तो it is called a big I don't know what's happening today. The words are not coming to me. Sanskrit does not recommend repeating words. It is मतलब अशुभ माना जाता है. कोई भी चीज रिपीट नहीं की जाती संस्कृत में बिकॉज इट इज सच अ प्योर लैंग्वेज, सच अ क्लीन लैंग्वेज कि रिपीट करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती और रेपिटेशन होती भी नहीं है. हाउएवर इन शास्त्र जहां पे स्पेशल वजन देना होता है किसी बात को, स्पेशल एम्फेसिस किसी बात पे अगर देना होता है, वहां पे कोई चीज 3 बार रिपीट की जाती है शास्त्र में. दिस मीन्स दैट इट इज द फाइनल कंक्लूजन. It is the conclusion. This is the beauty of Sanskrit language. And you will find this in the scriptures, in Kali Santaran Upanishad and other places also, where it is mentioned 3 times. Matlab, this is the conclusion, the final conclusion that there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Another verse, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaler dosh nidhe rajan. कौन बोल रहे हैं ये? सुखदेव गोस्वामी बोल रहे हैं परीक्षित महाराज को. The grandson of Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir was the king of the world. After Yudhishthir passed away, it was Parikshit Maharaj. He was the I think grandson of Arjun, के हाथ में बागडोर दे दी गई. He was the king of the world. And it's a long story. So when he has only 7 days left to die, he gives up his kingdom and everything just in one cloth, in one copy. He comes and sits in front of Sukhdev Goswami and says, tell me, how can I go back home, back to Godhead? I have only 7 days to live. And he said, just by hearing Krishna's glories, you will be able to leave this body and directly go home back to Godhead. And for 7 days and 7 nights, without sleeping, without eating, without drinking, he heard the Srimad Bhagavatam non-stop. और उस श्रीमद् भागवतम के 12th chapter के 3rd chapter का 51st श्लोक है ये, where Sukdev Goswami is saying, कलेर दोष, कलयुग में दोष निधे राजन बहुत होंगे हे राजा, हे राजन, my dear king, although Kalyug is full of faults, asti hi eko mahan guna, there is still one great quality about this Kalyug. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Mukta Sangaha Param Vrajet, one can become free from material bondage and can be promoted to the transcendental kingdom, never to come back to this world. So let's chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So this is the japa that is recommended for this age. One way to do this japa is to do it alone in solitude, where you say it audibly enough for you to hear it. Why do we say it audibly? Because if you keep your mouth shut and you shut your eyes, you're going to listen to the jargon of your mind. And after a while, you will also fall asleep. But you actually have to control your mind or not listen to your mind. That is the secret of Bhakti Yoga. Mind should be under your control. You should not be under the control of mind. And hence, if you chant audibly, then to a large extent, you are able to subdue to the chatter of your mind, the constant chatter of your mind. So japa, if you do it alone, it should be audible to you. आपके कानों में वो ध्वनि जानी चाहिए, and you should be able to hear what you're saying. This means then you're not listening to the nonsense chatter of your mind. Another way is to do it in congregation, in a group. That's called Sankirtan. That's even more powerful because the combined chanting of all the people is working on everybody's ears. And it is said, it is mentioned in the Shastra that when you chant the Mahamantra once, it goes around the circumference, the entire diameter of this Prithvi 7 times. One Mahamantra chanted audibly circles the earth 7 times. How many anarthas it is absorbing? How many inauspicious vibrations it is absorbing? Now do you realize how by connecting to God, you are not only helping yourself, you're helping your family, your society, the nation in which you are living, the planet on which you are living, the entire universe in which you are living. Therefore, it proves that if you connect to the Lord directly, automatically the whole world is being taken care of. Just by sitting in one place and chanting, you are doing world Vishwa Seva. And जितने लोग increase होंगे जो ये मंत्र chant कर रहे हैं, उतनी inauspiciousness absorb होनी शुरू हो जाएगी इस दुनिया से. World peace आनी शुरू हो जाएगी. Pestilence, मतलब pandemics through bacteria and insects and viruses will start decreasing if the number of chanters increase of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because one mantra goes around the circumference of the earth 7 times. So each mantra that is being spoken is traveling 7 times. how much peace it's going to bring, how much conflict it's going to reduce. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam, those who constantly devoted to serving me with love, bhajatam priti purvakam, bhajte hain mujhe priti purvakam out of love, dadami, मैं देता हूं, I give them, buddhi yogam, the understanding, tam yen mam upyanti te, dadami buddhi yogam tam yena, I give them the understanding, mam upayanti te, by which they can come to me. So Krishna is saying, मैं ही बुद्धि देने वाला हूं. Intelligence comes from me. It does not come from books or degrees or universities or colleges. I give you the intelligence. If you just, those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give you the understanding by which they can come to me. So as you chant, your intelligence increases, your memory becomes sharp. You are able to grasp things that you were not able to previously grasp and understand. Things become very clear. What are the benefits of chanting? Family life becomes very peaceful. पहले तो फैमिली के अंदर के कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स रिजॉल्व हो जाते हैं. सबसे पहले विश्व के कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स ऐसे ही रिजॉल्व होंगे. कैसे? पहले एक फैमिली यूनिट को हमें साफ करना पड़ेगा, शुद्ध करना पड़ेगा, बैलेंस लाना पड़ेगा, कोऑपरेशन लानी पड़ेगी. So if Krishna becomes the center of your house and everybody is engaged in sankirtan through group chanting, congregational chanting, दिन में एक बार पूरा परिवार बैठ के अगर चैंट करे, यू विल सी कि कोऑपरेशन बढ़नी शुरू हो जाएगी, एक दूसरे के लिए टॉलरेंस बढ़ जाएगी, एक दूसरे की कमियों को के साथ एडजस्टमेंट शुरू हो जाएगी, और धीरे धीरे ऑल दैट एंगर एंड एंजाइटी विल स्टार्ट मेल्टिंग फ्रॉम योर हार्ट. और एक फैमिली से ही सोसाइटी बनती है. अगर ऐसी कई सारी फैमिलीज हैप्पी, पीसफुल और कोऑपरेटिव बननी शुरू हो गई, सोसाइटी एट लार्ज पीसफुल और कोऑपरेटिव बन जाएगी. और अगर सोसाइटी ऐसी बन गई तो नेशन ऐसा बन जाएगा, और अगर एक नेशन ऐसा बना तो उसके पड़ोसी के नेशंस भी ऐसे बन जाएंगे, और धीरे धीरे इट विल एक्सपैंड टू द होल वर्ल्ड. Then one nation will not try to fight another nation. So it starts from your family unit. This is how chanting expands. And you will get freedom from your past karmic reactions. जो आप करके आ चुके हो, जिनके बारे में अब आपको पता भी नहीं है, you will lose the reactions. धुल जाएंगे वो सारे. You will not have to undergo the reactions of those sins. This is a karam. Chanting is a karam. Not only will it not give you new karam, लेकिन आपके previous जो bad karams हैं, उनके reactions अभी wait कर रहे हैं आपको मिलने के लिए, वो सब धुल जाएंगे. You will get freedom from that. You will get relief from unwanted drives and habits. I just gave you the example. Meat eating intoxication. मतलब this, Prabhupada started this movement in USA. उनका तो culture ही था girlfriend, boyfriend, live-in relationships, meat eating and intoxication, and all those young boys and girls gave it up voluntarily. Prabhupada did not even have any money with him, and he was an old man. He was not even a rock star. So why were these people for free giving up their own culture, which was so enjoyable in the prime of youth? You're telling a 19, 20, 21-year-old young American boy, give up your girlfriend, give up drink, give up meat eating, and come and surrender to this old man who is also very poor. He doesn't have anything. And they surrendered to him. They all became pure Vaishnavas. Such is the power of a real bona fide guru, the guidance of such a guru, surrendering at the feet of such a guru, and chanting with such a guru. You can easily come out of the slavery of all your bad habits. You get freedom from anxiety and stress. Look at these American boys. In America, how much joy they derived just by the congregational chanting, the peace of mind that they got. They were able to relieve themselves of all anxieties. This is real happiness. 6 weeks back, the first session that we took was Happiness, what is happiness? और हम कितनी सारी happiness की definitions देखी हमने, और कितने सारे तरीके देखे कि लोग happiness के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, और happiness क्या होती है, what is relative happiness, what is permanent happiness. This is permanent happiness, and this is real happiness. Nobody can take this from you. There are devotees right now in Ukraine, in the middle of bombardments, having the same Sankirtan and chanting going on, free of anxiety, completely surrendered to the Lord, chanting his names in congregation along with their children, their women, and depending on the mercy of the Lord. This proves that this is real happiness, even in the face of a world war. In the face of a war like situation, they are completely, they feel safe in the protection of Krishna. And they are sharing this also with everybody. Why is ISKCON taking all this trouble to go street to street, door to door, country to country, city to city, to bring about world peace? If everybody starts adopting this, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting, congregational chanting, we are going to have a better society to live in. We will be able to give our children a cleaner environment. Automatically, environment pollution will decrease, because pollution of the heart will decrease. Greed will decrease, conflict will decrease. Now let's see what people have to say. George Harrison, the Beatle, the famous Beatle, said that it's really a process of having God realization. He used to chant for hours with the devotees. And then he made a couple of songs on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and on Krishna. My Sweet Lord, just go and Google it. And there was so much opposition from the other Beatles to him. Why are you doing this? You know, we are the Beatles. He said, no, this is the real way of realizing God. And when I chant this mantra, I feel that I have been chanting it in previous lifetimes also. This is not new to me. I feel I've heard this before. This is what George Harrison said. This is Albert Brush Ford. Everybody, all of you know about Ford Motors. He's the owner of Ford Motors. He gave up his American lifestyle and he has taken up to chanting. And he says, chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. He's a devotee now. He's following Bhakti Yoga and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he's raising his children in the Vedic style. Similarly, Jean-Claude Halliche, he's the youngest director, 29 years old, of 3M. He was the CEO of 3M Incorporation. He took up to the Hare Krishna chanting. He said, everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. He leads a clean lifestyle. Yes, he's a successful businessman. These are examples that prove to you that you can live in this world, earn your money, even become rich and famous, yet remain clean and pure. Following a sattvic diet of prasad, chanting the Mahamantra, reading books, and associating with devotees. Hence, Lord Chaitanya, who appeared 500 years back, inka birthday aa raha hai is Friday ko, Gaur Purnima, on the 18th. It's a very big day and a great day for us to repay back our gratitude to him. He says, Bharat bhumi te haile manushya janma yar, janma sarthak kari, kara paropkar. Lord Krishna himself declared, Bharat bhumi te haile, भारत भूमि पे हुआ मनुष्य जन्म यार, जिसका मनुष्य जन्म हुआ है भारत की भूमि पे, जन्म सार्थक करी, वो अपना जन्म सार्थक कैसे कर सकता है? कर पर उपकार, वो दूसरों पे उपकार करना उसका ड्यूटी है. ही इज ड्यूटी बाउंड टू वर्क फॉर द वेलफेयर ऑफ दिस एंटायर वर्ल्ड. हाउ? यारे देखा तारे कह कृष्ण उपदेश, जिसको भी देखे उसको कृष्ण का उपदेश दे. आमार आज्ञाया गुरु हाना तारा ए देश. ये मेरी आज्ञा है आपको कि जिसको भी देखो उसको ये हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का ज्ञान दो, ये मंत्र दे दो, so that they can start getting relieved from the miseries of their mind and body. And he's saying, Amara Agyaya Guru. As a guru, I'm giving you, all of you, this instruction. If you have taken birth on the land of India, please, this is your duty to go and do this. Spread this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. across the world. This is the greatest charity that you can do. And therefore, we have dedicated our lives. This is what we are doing as charity, actually. It is a bigger charity than distributing food to people, or distributing clothes in winters, or distributing free books, or opening colleges. Well, all those also need to be done. But the biggest charity is to bring the person back home, back to Godhead. Connect the lost child to his father. Automatically, the father will take care of. और आप कब तक उन्हें किताबें दे दोगे? कब तक खाना खिला दोगे? कब तक कपड़े दे दोगे? लेकिन अगर उसके पिता के साथ उसको मिला दोगे, eternally the पिता will take care of his needs. So सबसे बड़ी charity is distributing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And therefore, intelligent people take to this cause. You will see in ISKCON, there's Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And you will see lots of intelligent people, IIT, IIMs, doctors, very educated people coming to ISKCON and dedicating their lives to preaching because they grasp that this is the highest charity. They're able to get it. So Srila Prabhupada left India in 1965 and he founded ISKCON in 1966. And he called it not the Indian Society, he called it International Society for Krishna Consciousness, because a jiva has no nation. ISKCON does not belong to India. ISKCON belongs to human beings. And therefore, everybody is taking up to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra movement because this is applicable to, it appeals to a human heart. And therefore, today we have thank you very much. We have ISKCON in 800 countries, 800, 900 temples all over the world. In Pakistan, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is being chanted in an ISKCON temple. In China, it is being chanted. In Hawaii, in Africa, in the most unlike, sirf Antarctica bachai. Baki sab jagah Hare Krishna Mahamantra का जाप और प्रचार हो रहा है. If you want to reduce meat eating, animal slaughter, conflict, लड़ाई, exploitation, cheating, अगर आपको global level पे लानी है, this is the easiest method as suggested in the scriptures. So I encourage all of you to take up to the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra seriously. One mala at least every day without fail, and you will see your life changing. Teach it to your children. You do it. If you do it, automatically that vibration spreads to the family and they start doing it. The best way to encourage your family is just to do it yourself. And these 4 things, A, B, C, D. You must immediately connect to devotee association. Without sadhu sangha, a man is known by the company he keeps. We cannot have the resolve if we try to do it ourselves. But if you plug in with devotees, फिर उनकी संगति में उठते बैठते, you will get it. You will get the determination, the motivation, and the taste to do it. So crucial is A. A शुरुआत में आता है, सबसे आगे आता है. तो इसलिए उसको सबसे पहले और सबसे ज्यादा करना है. B, C, D automatically will follow. Just focus on A. Association of devotees. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sarva Shastra Koe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoye. Again, 3 times Shastra has stressed on Sadhu Sangha. 3 times. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha Hoye. Lava Matra, मतलब एक fraction of a second का भी अगर आपको association मिल जाए किसी साधु का, सर्व सिद्धि होए. All auspiciousness, all success will automatically come. You can't do this alone. So immediately plug into association. Connect with devotees. Automatically book reading, diet, and chanting in due course of time will come. So, okay, we have 4 great warriors in the Maidan. Everybody else.
No, I will start with a very big thank you, Vishaka ji, because I think this entire 5 Sundays have really been a very enlightened If you recollect, I had asked you a question at the start whether a person can follow two philosophies, and I think today I have my answer, which says no. I'll be very honest and brutal in saying that, one needs to follow one philosophy, because as you showed today also in the diagram, दो ट्रेन एक साथ एक गोल पे जा सकती है नहीं, the both the trains will go to its respective goals, but it will not go to a common goal. So that has been a big takeaway for me. And second, my house has been a big, Krishna Bhakt, right from my grandparents to, my father and my mom. And I think today I've really realized the importance of their Bhakti Yoga, which probably for me was more like a convenience based. I still carry on the tradition of, doing daily Krishna puja at my house. But I probably, it has been an enlightened, or you can say awakening, that it was more of a convenience based, whatever puja or whatever bhakti I was doing. It was probably not a sheer love, probably, which I can, if I correlate, my dad used to get up, if we have to catch a train at 5 in the morning, he will get up at 4 and do his Krishna puja first, and then we will step out of the house. So it was like, it was, he was so, into the, Krishna puja. So I have a small temple of, Bal Krishna at my house, and very strong puja we do, every day. But I think I have realized this in last 5 Sundays, the real importance of, diet, chanting. Again, I still feel, I also had a question about, can we chant multiple, mantras, because we come across so many mantras in our day-to-day life. When I was practicing Buddhism, we had our own mantra, you know. Again, I think I've got a lot of answers today. Uh, Now the next step is to connect probably to the big A, which you really said, and to deepen and, strengthen the probably understanding around the Krishna consciousness. So, a big thank you from me, and thank you, Charmi, because she was the one who probably, encouraged me and motivated me to, join this session which you were having. So a big thank you to both of you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
My thank you to you also, Vishakha Mataji, because you, in between two sessions I missed, and you had sent me the recording, and then I again got back on the track. So it was really an enlightening journey through all the 6 weeks. And yes, a lot of clarity, finally.
Yeah, so thank you, Charmi. You really held it all together today. I know your home front is requiring your attention, but you are very bravely putting up. It was the last session. I think it ran on to 2.5 hours, which is quite.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vanita ji. And like that pic behind on your frame, I still have it. You give it to me and my son, and I still have it with the postcard pic.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
Gaur Nitai, and his birthday is coming. So a great day to pay our gratitude to him for giving us this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra this Friday on the 18th. Please visit the ISKCON temple and join wholeheartedly in the Gaur Purnima celebrations and do whatever seva you can do for the Vaishnavas there. And
Yes. I still have few questions.
please.
I will be WhatsApping you a few things. Like Ashish said he's got his clarity and all, with sticking to only one religion or one philosophy. But I'm still a little stuck, so that I will share with
No
you
worries. No
on
worries.
WhatsApp. Because I mean, because of 2, 3 things happening together, I just feel that my connection also with either of them has completely gone haywire. Like say first I was completely focused with my Buddhism, or I had something, and my connection with Shiv Ji or Krishna Bhagwan, it was there, but suddenly my connection is only gone somewhere with all. So yeah, and then I have a few more questions. I will call you up and I'll talk to you about it.
Or
Absolutely.
maybe I would suggest if you can put those questions on the group chat, so if the answer comes in, we all can get little more enlightened. If you
Yeah,
don't mind.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'll do
Well,
that.
what happened to Karishma today?
So she's traveling, so probably there was no network. So I think
Oh,
that's the thing. Yeah. So she tried being there, but I think she had some network issues.
so I'm going to post the quiz now. I would request all of you to answer the quiz if you really want to not let this be just a 6 Sunday nice phase in my life, and then I'm up with my life, the old life.
We can actually do something like that. We can keep this group active. Like
Yes.
how we have the Sunday feast at Hare Krishna. We can do like a Sunday quiz, or we can keep adding in few quotes, or
Yes, I that's the intention. Let's do that. But I would request all of you to please attend those quizzes. That will really help you in thinking about all the points that we discussed. And वो आपको याद भी रहेंगी, नहीं तो आप भूल जाएंगे और आपको आपके सारे आंसर्स के जवाब भी मिलने शुरू हो जाएंगे. ठीक है. So thank you so much for your time and for your dedication, because your battle is almost won. When once you've come, remember we did the 5 steps: accepting you're sick, and then going to the right hospital, and then to the right doctor. ये 3 steps आपने already कर लिए. So rest assured that हमारा treatment शुरू हो गया है ना? That's a very big step. यहाँ तक ही नहीं लोग आते. People don't first step तक ही नहीं आते कि हम बीमार हैं. Say we are fine. The world is wrong. I'm okay. So congratulate yourselves that you've come there, and please attend the God Purnima festival. Which is the nearest temple to you, Ashish ji?
same Hare Krishna Babulnath wala. Chapati.
Yeah, the Babulnath one, right?
Babulnath.
The
matlab-
Chapati one.
Chopati one. Chopati.
Yeah, so please visit the temple, and all the people who could not attend the classes, Charmi,
Yeah.
but who were there initially, first session mein, do encourage everyone to go there. Just by love matra sadhu sangha, a lot of miracles can happen.
So the Sadhu Sangha is only in Hare Krishna temple, or otherwise also you can find
See,
it.
in Hare Krishna temple, because we are following this, we know that this is a bona fide संप्रदाय. कहीं पे भी बाहर जाओगे तो पूरा वेरीफाई करना पड़ेगा. हमने सबका तो वेरीफाई किया नहीं है. It should be coming from a bona fide sampradaya. Should not be a one-man rule. The guru should have all the qualities. He should be having control over his genitals, his anger, vacho vegam, manaha krodha vegam. There are nectar of devotion. There are verses that describes कि गुरु में क्या qualities होनी चाहिए. सब आपको चीजें यहाँ पे सब कुछ already है, किया हुआ है, because it is already coming through a parampara. There is no one man here, no one guru here. Everybody is following the shastra, and everybody is coming under training from a guru parampara. So yes, we can just plug into the sadhu sangha that is here. Other organizations, I don't know, because I haven't done, and we know we are in Kali Yuga, and so much of cheating organizations are going on. After a few years, you see them behind bars. So I'm not willing to waste those many years of my life, dedicating to someone, and then I see him behind bars for having caught up. But ये 50 साल 60 साल हो गए हैं से पूरी दुनिया विश्व भर में चली आ रही है. And Srila Prabhupada, of course, you should really read about him and to find out the saint that he is. And the parampara, the illustrious parampara through which he is coming. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all that you will find in the books in ISKCON. So it's an easily approachable thing. We are trying to make it easily approachable by reaching everywhere, to all the nooks and corners.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you once
Hare
again.
Krishna. Please chant and be happy.
Yep. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Hare Krishna.
And I'll see you in Delhi, because I'm coming to Delhi in April.
Yay! And don't go without meeting me.
Yeah.
Keep some time, huh?
Yes.
And I'll send prasad through you, which you can give to everyone, for you and for everyone there.
Yes, definitely.
Sanctified food. Hari bol. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hare Bol. Thank you.
Bye, Vaiji. Thank you.